Hi, I'm Keegan, and this is A Bunch of Gamers. This is our 122nd episode of Werewolf the Apocalypse, 20th Anniversary Edition. Diverging Journeys. I'm going to go around and have my players introduce themselves.
I'm Tyler, and I play Kyle, also known as Guards the Low. He's a Philodox of the Children of Gaia.
Hi, I'm Sam. I play Cora. She's an Aruna in the Get of Fenris.
Hi, I'm Adam. I play Mark Guides the Fallen, and he's a third of the Children of Gaia.
Hello, my name's Thomas. I play Dimitri Howls-In-Memory, Lupus Galliard of the Bone Gnawers.
Hi, my name is George. I am playing William Grows-Matrices. He is a Fostern Arun of the Glasswalkers.
Last time, Cora and Dimitri saved the last of the kin, and William Grows-Matrices has provided them housing and a place to stay while they recover. Meanwhile, Kyle, Zeb, and Mark had their various afflictions cured with stolen medicine. Finally, the packs were invited to the moot and had renowns recognized, where Kyle, Dimitri, and Zeb have all now challenged for their next rank. Kyle and Zeb for the rank of Athro, and Dimitri for the rank of Adrian. Now, their journey continues. With the moot over, it is time for you all to begin your various quests and actions. So we're going to start with Dimitri. What do you want to do right now?
I want to get in touch with William to discuss ideas on how to do my challenge.
Okay, you can do that.
Because I have a few ideas.
Sounds good. Kyle, what are you doing this session? How you want to proceed?
So first thing is, did we recover any Gnosis over the small break?
You would have recovered at least a point, yes.
Okay. I may first start out with, maybe a hunt or meditation to try and recover more.
Okay.
Just because I'd like to be as ready as possible for the actual challenge.
Fair enough. And also you all healed another point of ag if you guys have ag left. All right. William.
Here's a question. Is there a way to change my home sept? Because technically I don't think I've changed it from Steel Mountain.
Yeah, you would be here with your pack for a little bit, and then you would petition the elders to be allowed to stay at the sept.
So I think I should probably go ahead and do that.
Yeah, we can do that. So we'll start with you and Dimitri first, though. So,
okay.
William, you see Dimitri approaching you.
Hey, Dimitri.
Hey, William. I had a few ideas on how I could complete my challenge. I wanted to bounce them off of you and also see if you would like to help me.
Sure. What are packmates for?
I used to live in the area, so I was considering seeing if I could reach out to some old contacts. I know at least one of the mechanic shops over there. I could probably see if some of the kenning kinfolk still work there, but my main idea was how to get the information. I was thinking either posing as a journalist or even saying that we're making a documentary either about the local area or Good House International itself. I was thinking probably posing up as college students, perhaps.
Yeah, that sounds like a great plan, actually.
Well,
did you have any ideas on how to make it seem more legitimate than just by your word?
Well, I was thinking, I wanted to ask if you had any connections or knew anybody with connections to any colleges or universities in the area, probably a community college, and we'll also need equipment, whether it be just a few microphones or a camera.
Yeah, I can help out with the microphone and video recorder. I don't necessarily have specific contacts, but I'm sure I could talk to some kin in Steel Mountain. They might be able to work with us and get us some press papers.
I know Steel Mountain is a long way from Minnesota.
I'm not super familiar on state laws, but press papers may, at least college level, may get you some further access if they're nice enough, if we're trying to ask them business savvy questions.
The Vermilion campus of the Minnesota North College. That's the closest one.
All right.
And then what was the legal thing you were looking for, George?
I have 3 dots in academics, which, if I'm looking at the book right, I have a master's degree. But I also have 2 dots in law, because I was going down mostly housing law, like ADA, and that's the way that I was taking it, kind of that, and
that
software engineering. With a little bit of maybe bio for like plant and animal. So I might not know things about press law or
that
journalism and all that.
That could be rolled. That could be, if you want to do any stuff on press law, that would be intelligence law. And since it's out of your expertise, we'll say it's a diff 7.
Okay.
You got nothing.
Yep. Okay.
Alright, so you've got that kind of going for you, Dimitri. So now that you have that, you could take the moon bridge to the Sept of the Five Mirrors and then travel the rest of the way on foot or with a rental car.
Let's save my wallet and take it to Moonbridge.
Well, we'd be taking the moon bridge first no matter what. But yeah, let's take the moon bridge.
Excellent. Alright, Kyle, you are going to try and find a Thurge to do a hunt with, or one to set up a hunt.
Yes.
Go to the Master of Right, as that is their purview.
Is that still Star Touched?
It is.
Then yeah, I'll approach Star Touched.
Guards below.
Hello, Star Touched. I was wondering if anyone had planned a hunt.
We didn't have one planned, but we could perhaps summon an Engling. I know that several Garu are in rough shape still after the hive, and others are hurting still, given that during the moot many had to give up Gnosis to keep the Karen alive.
Yes, I didn't have time to recover Gnosis while I was recovering physically, so I'm in that same boat.
We can summon an Engling. Would you like to draw your pack to this as well, and so that they could benefit?
Yes, I'll find them.
Alright, as you go off and you find Mark.
Guardzillo, it's good to see you. How can I help you?
Planning on doing a hunt to recover Gnosis. Do you want to come along?
Oh, of course. I'll gladly help out. He'll help me too.
Wonderful. Have you seen Cora?
No, I haven't actually. Not since her return.
Well, we'll look for her then. Grab her too.
Alright, let's go.
As you guys go off, William, Dimitri, you approach the gatekeeper of the Karen. Calls the night.
Greetings, Calls the Night. How are you doing?
This wolf as well. How can I help you?
We seek to go to the Sept of the Five Mirrors.
They are allies, and so we can call out. Give it a few hours so that we can send a spirit to let them know before we open the bridge.
Understood.
Are all your dealings here in the city done?
I have one more thing to do that shouldn't take too long.
Then I suggest you do it. As William, you go and you find the Council of Elders. As you see, Worm Calmer, Binds the Darkness, and Swift Judgment.
Greetings, Council of Elders. I have a request to make of you three.
A request, Swift Judgment says, looking at you with a bit of interest.
My pack has decided to make this place their home, and I am from Steel Mountain. So I would like to formally request that I make this place my home while we stay here.
We will consider it, certainly. We know that Dimitri and Zeb have spent most of the time off-Sept grounds, which has helped with resources. If you're willing to help and willing to show your dedication, then we will accept your proposal if you're willing to, when the next moot comes, give up some of your temporary gnosis to the Karen to keep it alive, to show your dedication to the place and your dedication to the totem.
I do not think my dedication is one to be questioned after all of the events happened, but I will most certainly provide for this Karen, as it is a right and responsibility of mine.
You were dedicated to the nation, and now we must see your dedication to the Karen. Keep that in mind, as you hear kind of a growl in the back of the elder's throat.
I thank you for the consideration.
As they nod, and Worm Calmer looks at him. As you can do a perception alertness.
This is not a good one.
As you hear Worm Calmer whisper to Binds the Darkness, you would think that a Wormcomer did everything they could to restore older brother to this Karen simply because they chose to do the right thing. Their entitlement always grates me. Kyle, Mark, you come across Cora.
Two-Hearts.
Hey.
We're going to be doing a hunt for Gnosis. Would you like to join us?
Absolutely. I'm just trying to relax after that raid, so.
Awesome. Let's do it then. And we'll return.
As you return, and Star Touch summons an Engling and places its spirit within a deer as you go and you hunt, and you eat of its flesh, and you are at full gnosis. William, you return to the heart of the Karen, and a couple hours pass as a spirit returns, speaking in the affirmative that the Five Mirrors will accept those who are coming over, and calls the night, performs the ritual, summoning Golden Eagle, who screams out, and a blazing path of molten silver rips from the earth before hardening into moonlight, shooting off into the heavens. As you both run across it and appear at the sept of the Five Mirrors, you are, of course, greeted by Unicorn's Guard, who is the current gatekeeper. Welcome to the Sept of the Five Mirrors.
Greetings, Unicorn's Guard. How are things?
Difficult, but it is to be expected with a Karen so small and so few Garu in the nation.
What has been going on, if I may ask?
Encroachment, people dumping chemicals into the lake, ships going down and their rusts bleeding out and biting and burning the spirit who is our totem for the Karen.
I'm sorry to hear it. We have a quest we must undertake, but perhaps on our journey back, we will stop by and see what we can do to help.
It is appreciated, though, unless you can speed up legislation that our kin are trying to aid in. I don't know if you'll be able to help too much, but the gesture is appreciated.
Fortunately, no, but I'm sure we can find some way to help when we come back.
It is a 2-day flight to get to Winterfang by air. So you guys will be doing that. And meanwhile, back at the Sacred Stone, Cora, what do you plan on doing?
For right now, probably just chilling and taking some time to, recover. She's got quite a few injuries, and I do need to figure out what I want to spend my experience on as far as rank 4 gifts goes.
Okay. And Mark?
Mark actually wanted to see if he could start working on purifying this Iron Hammer for Cora, and he wanted to invite Cora and Storm Chaser.
Okay.
Because Storm Chaser had a piqued interest in Mark's rituals for fetishes.
Sure. That makes sense. So with the hammer, you are able to grab it as you approach Cora first.
Two-Hearts, I would like you to join me for a ritual.
If it's the ritual that I think that it is, then I am 100% down.
Mark will kind of two-hand the Iron Hammer. It's exactly the ritual you think it is. We're going to try to purify it first, because if if your manager's son had this fetish, he possibly fell with it, and the spirit within possibly fell as well. So we'll have to purify it, and then we'll have to somehow come out with a rite to bind it to you. Possibly just the rite of fetish again.
Well, let's do it then.
And if you don't mind, I'd like Storm Chaser to join us.
I don't mind, but why Storm Chaser?
Well, he seemed interested in my work with fetishes, and I'm interested in him. No one's really seen or heard about him until our return from Erebus.
Coral nod, like, yeah, okay, sure. Could be interesting. Get to know a little bit more about the new Garo at the Sept.
Let's go. And thank you. This will be fun.
Yeah, I'm so excited. And Cora does like a little skippy hop with her feet.
Two-Hearts indeed.
As you ask around the Sept, it sounds like Storm Chaser is downtown right now, doing some kinfolk guarding duty. He should be there when you arrive. As you walk through the city, it takes a couple hours, obviously, of walking. But you do see him. He's at Acacia Park, sitting back as he notices you, and he gives a nod of acknowledgement.
Oh,
Mark, Cora. What an unexpected surprise.
It's good to see you again, Storm Chaser Rhea. I haven't seen you since the beginning of the planning for the coalition.
Storm Chaser, it's nice to see you too.
It's good to see both of you. How can I be of assistance? Have you come to try and pick up a watch on the kinfolk who work downtown?
It's certainly on the to-do list, for sure. But I remember you had an interest in my craft in the fetishes.
I did.
There's a certain fetish that we've been able to acquire from the previous raid. It was an iron hammer that belonged to your mentor's son.
As he looks around at people, he's like, understood? As he kind of...
We'll sit down next to him. And not only did I want Cora to receive this new fetish, I needed to purify the spirit. But I also want you to watch, bear witness, since I knew that you had an interest.
I did, and I thank you for it. I can make sure that your ritual was successful as well. I am able to sense warm.
That'd be perfect, because I don't have that gift, and I'm sure Cora doesn't.
Not in the least.
I have duty until about 5 o'clock tonight, if that's acceptable. I have given my word to protect the kin here, and so I must remain until then. If you have to start sooner, then I understand as well. My curiosity is less important than reclaiming a tool for the nation.
Of course, I don't want to pull you from any duty. Gives me time to prepare, and we can search for a perfect area together.
Very well. Let me know. I'll be back at the Cairn at around 6 or 7, depending on how long the walk takes me.
Of course. Thank you, Rhea. And he'll give like a quick nod.
A quick nod. You start heading off. How do you want to proceed with trying to purify this thing?
Well, kind of do the description for the rite of cleansing. I want to take it to a close by water source, and then I want to put it in the middle of a tiny circle, and then kind of, perform the little dance around the hammer.
Okay. You can perform the rite of cleansing if you could give me that roll. If you could give me a charisma rituals diff 10.
Very tainted. Oof.
As you try and do it, it's fairly clear to you that nothing has happened, but there might be ways around this. If you start speaking to other Thurges, they might have ideas for you.
Cora, let's go find some more Thurges.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. As there's several in the Cairns, the Master of Rite might be the best one to go to.
Definitely. I was going to say, wait a second. Master of Rites.
Okay. As you approach the Master of Rite, as they look over and go, guides the fallen, Cora. It's been some time.
I come to you with a problem, Rhea. I have this fetish that I am certain is tainted by the worm that I'm trying to purify. I just tried performing a rite of cleansing on it, and nothing happened.
I see. Well, That will be difficult. I don't know much about iron hammers. They are a Get of Fenris fetish, and it seems likely that the issue would best be done by Get of Fenris Thurges. I know that the Fenrir have septs to the north near Yellowstone that might be able to help, though beyond that, I'm not entirely sure how it could be cleansed. You might have to do a bit more digging and quest elsewhere for this. I don't know if any of the Thurges here will be able to help.
Certainly does make sense. Get offenders, their ways with the fetishes are definitely beyond my understanding.
Yes,
I appreciate the advice.
Of course. I would suggest trying the Tower Falls, Karen.
Thank you, Rhea. This little gift idea for Cora here is turning out to be quite a quest, so thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes. Sometimes fetishes are tricky that way. They are multiple moving parts, and a simple rite may not be enough to deal with all those parts at once, thus allowing it to cascade its corruption even though a piece had been cleansed. Alright. Kyle, what are you doing during this time?
I am going to try and approach Binds the Darkness when he's free of his council duties, since
Okay.
it's specifically about my challenge and not anything sept related.
Sure. So you wait around. It gets to be about, noonish before the council breaks away for the Gara there to do their own thing, as Finds the Night seems to be heading into town to try and grab something to eat.
Binds the Darkness?
Garslow, what can I do for you?
Well, I had hoped to speak to you about my challenge, ask some further questions.
Ask away.
Well, I figured since you gave me the challenge, you already had some knowledge about them. Do you know when and where they meet? If it's in person or mostly online?
I would like you to try and get that from sources other than me. Otherwise, the challenge might be a bit too easy. I want you to root out the corruption and end it yourself. I can take you to the library, however, if you wish.
That would be very helpful. Thank you.
You get into the car with him. He drives off. He drops you off at the nearest library, nods, and then drives off to get his own lunch.
I guess I'm going to start doing research about the Sons of the Flag.
Okay. The initial search will be intelligence, either academics or computers. Diff 5 for the first search to get the bare minimum.
Well, but Kyle no longer has any dots in computer because of his brain thing. And he does not have any dots in academics. So, is it still Diff 5?
It is now Diff 8.
Diff 8, you say?
Diff
Excellent.
8 is what I say.
Can I spend willpower for an auto success?
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay. So 2 successes.
You learn a little bit about the Sons of the Flag. One thing is that while they do have a strong online presence, it does seem that they do have a actual physical kind of meeting place. It seems that they have a meeting house down in Fountain. And looking at some of their, head novel posts, their expedientgrams, etc., they seem to be posting a lot of stuff that seems to be courting active military and police, or active and ex-military, and same with active and ex-police officers, with kind of like, meet and greets and recruiting of that nature. The only other thing that you get is that it looks like the head of the group is called Brandon Gates, and that they will be holding a rally June 12th to protest the city's coddling of the homeless, as the city council has recently proposed building additional homeless shelters in Colorado Springs to try and alleviate the issue, given the number of weather-related fatalities the previous year. and it is June 10th right now.
That meeting house that they have, do they have like set scheduled meetings for it?
That isn't so much known on the head novel stuff. That seems a bit more secretive. It seems that they do have active recruiting events, and they do those active recruiting events sometimes at the rallies, and sometimes they do have monthly visits at the meeting house, and they do have one, and that one would be June 15th.
Okay, I think otherwise Kyle will spend time watching their videos, their posts, trying to understand everything they stand for.
You definitely get that. A lot of stuff about traditional Western values, about how immigrants will destroy Western civilization, that, various groups in America are harming, that liberals are poisoning it to indoctrinate children into Marxism and their own soft brand that will destroy America. A lot of very pro-gun posts, several of them showing them shooting other countries' flags, them burning the pride flag and laughing about it, and then flipping it off, and then just going, it's just free speech, and then another video just 2 days after that one was posted talking about how anyone who burns the American flag should be shot for treason. And of course, finally, that homelessness is a choice. Homelessness is the government coddling weakness, and that most homeless people need to either get a job or could do the bare minimum for society and die and not strain the hospital system. So, you get that for a couple days. I'm sorry. Alright. Meanwhile, 2 days later, at the returning now, getting close to the former location of the Winterfang, Dimitri, William, you finally approach in the Umbra through flight as you finally get into the closest city to the old sept, which was Eli.
And Eli is a pretty small town, so I imagine Dimitri probably helped out at one of the mechanic shops, which is where he learned so much about cars.
Yep.
So he's probably gonna go there first, see if there's anybody that still works there after the last 3 or so years since he's been around.
Sure. You see an old familiar face, Virgil Wilson. He is not kin, but he was the owner of the location and the garage, as he's kind of behind the front desk, and you notice that there's almost no employees as he goes, Dimitri, hey, oh, it's been an age.
Yeah, it's been a while. How have you been?
Oh, it's been rough couple of years.
I'm sorry to hear that. I was, passing through town, thought I'd stop by and say hello.
Oh, it's good. It's good to hear. Good to hear. Long time. But yeah, I had to let go of a couple of folks. Most of them were moving out of town, though I lost most of my employees because that damn Heinrichs they opened up.
The Heinrichs. Where was that again? I heard about it. I heard they did a whole bunch of development.
Oh yeah, they put that in last year with the paper mill bringing in all that extra money. Heinrich saw an opportunity. They've been undercutting my prices, so I had to let go of so many people. But they're off of South Central and James Street.
Yeah, Dimitri will nod and say, yeah, I was just passing through, wanted to say hello. Actually going to be going to school nearby, probably going for a journalism degree. And I just had like a idea for a small project that I wanted to work on in my free time. since I heard, about the development around here, and I wanted to see how, it's affecting people, friends I used to know. I know it's a small town, so it's, any change is gonna be big.
Yeah, it sure is. Let me tell you, they've been kind of hitting us hard. So, they got the Heinrichs here, and, they also built one near Isabel, too. And the whole area's been getting hit hard. Isabel, Winton, everyone's going to that damn paper mill, driving damn near 20, 30 minutes one way just to work, because the best damn pay in town. I'll be honest with you, Dimitri, I've been thinking about shutting this place down and just getting a job there. They still have some open positions. And, well, getting hard to run a business, and it's getting real hard, not given that I'm getting undercut by that damn Heinrichs mechanic.
And I'm sorry to hear that. You and the guys taught me everything I knew about cars. I'd hate to see this place go.
Oh, me too. I remember when I worked in this place with my dad. But, what can you do? What can you do? If people don't want to buy, they ain't gonna buy, and I can't bring my prices down any lower with, rent going up, with more people having more money to spend, and so, everyone's asking for more money for places. Just getting a little hard. Journalism, that's noble career. You gonna go for the local TV news then?
I haven't really decided yet, but, I'd figured I'd, try to shake things up a bit. Not the 24-hour news cycle, but, probably make a few documentaries, tell the story from the average person's perspective.
That's good, Dimitri. I'll be honest with you, you always struck me as a strange boy, but you're always sharp. As soon as we got a wrench in your hand, you just figured it out. And so, I think this is good for you. College was a good choice for you, and you keep that education under your belt, young man, and you do it, and you pass it forward to the next kid who thinks they can just be a mechanic when you see that kind of spark and that special in them. You hear?
I hear.
But only other thing, I heard the Sloan family's still around in town. They used to hang out with you boys a lot. You and your family.
Yeah, I'll see if I can stop by and pay them a visit.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, Dimitri, thank you so much for coming as he extends his hand and vigorously shakes your hand.
Yeah, I'll return the handshake for sure. It was good seeing you again.
Yeah, you too. All right. Cora, Mark, as you're kind of hanging around the sept, Storm Chaser kind of finally returns. Oh, you're still here. Well, were you successful?
Fortunately, no. I tried performing the rite of cleansing upon him, but nothing happened. And I went to the Master of Rite to seek advice, and they said that I should seek a Get Ephemeris Thurge. They would have more knowledge, since this is a Get Ephemeris fetish.
That makes a bit of sense. Would you mind if I came along with you?
I'd be happy for your company.
Certainly.
Excellent.
We were told that a close Get Ephemeris sept is the Tower Falls. It's a couple hours north in Yellowstone. I'm sure if we traveled through the Umbra, we'd get there quicker.
It would go quicker, yes. I do have a vehicle, however. I have a hybrid.
Oh.
That might be able to help.
You just got, wide eyes, vehicle.
I don't make enough, nor do my kin. They don't make enough to get one of those Endron Edisons, but we make do.
And there's always the unyielding road we could take.
That's true, too. We could. The unyielding road might be a good choice as well.
He's a very friendly spirit.
So I've heard from the kin.
Maybe we leave Unyielding Road here, just so that we're not taking another resource away from the kin for that long. If your car is up for the trek to Yellowstone.
Yeah, I can do that. I'm fascinated, and well, Mark, it's been no secret that the Shadow Lords have been trying to pursue the same sort of national unity that the Children of Gaia are looking for. I'm simply trying to do it a different way, seeing how old power structures and old tribes seem to be managing. So being able to have you possibly reach out and create that inroad along with myself, I think would be a benefit to my tribe and the nation.
If both our end game is the same goal, it's unity, I see no issue with this. Though there definitely are the stereotypes you and I both have to fight.
Agreed. And there's always nuances, certainly.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the fault of the previous elder of this Karen.
I wish not to speak ill of him. I have yet to delve out those feelings and opinions.
I understand. I'm sorry I spoke out of turn.
It's nothing personal, but yes, we shall. Let me go get ready. I'll gather my magpie swag.
Excellent.
I'm ready.
I'll let Kyle know where we're going.
Good
If
call.
he's around the if he's around the sept.
He is actually at this time the library is closed, so he's probably just coming back.
Okay, well.
So you see Kyle with a slight dead look in his eye, given all the stuff he had been consuming for well over 6 hours that day.
Art's a little. Whoa, Kyle, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Just mentally drained from watching shitty propaganda.
Ugh.
What's up?
Oh, I just wanted to let you know that Cora and I are on our way with Storm Chaser up to Yellowstone to Sept of the Tower Falls. This Iron Hammer fetish I tried cleansing. I couldn't do it. And we're going to consult some Getafenris Thurges about the Getafenris fetish.
That makes sense. Why is Storm Chaser going with you? Does he have business up there?
I invited him before the meeting of the Giant Coalition for the raid. He had expressed an interest in my fetish work, and I felt I needed to follow through on that. That and, well, it seems really odd he shows up out of nowhere, right? I still remember when we came back from Erebus, he just kind of was there. No one really knew where he came from other than he was a Shadow Lord.
So your goal is to keep an eye on him, then?
It's just more to find out more about him. I'm not as subtle as other Garu, so I figured I'd just be friendly.
Well, do your best, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I take it you're busy with your researching for your challenge then. That's why you're going through the shitty propaganda.
Yeah, I imagine I'll be busy most this month.
Well, good luck to you, Rhea. We shall return shortly.
Yes, I hope you're successful, and nothing unordinary happens.
Unordinary for us. Take care.
You too.
And on my way back to Cora and Storm Chaser.
Get in? He goes, all right, let's go. It should take about a day. I've got enough for a hotel as well. We can get something maybe in southern Wyoming.
Sounds good.
No, thank you.
As he drives off with the both of you. As you're all the way to Denver at this point, finally, before Storm Chaser goes, I actually been meaning to talk to both of you about something.
Go on.
Well, to me it seems that you both are beyond reproach on my theory, which is why I wanted to share it with the two of you. Someone talked regarding the raid on the Spiral Hive. I don't believe for a moment that it is anyone from the Sacred Stone, but I think the information leaked somewhere, and I think it would be beneficial to try and figure out who and where.
I had the same thought when they knew that we were coming.
We did overhear some radio chatter that there were groups of them. Probably the whole army was ready for us.
Agreed, plus all the traps, the extra chemicals, the gathering of the kinfolk in strategic locations and placing explosives near them and things like that to catch us unawares and hurt us while their packs tried to take us from the shadows. Just, I don't know if it was intentional, if the spirals have if they have a spy in another sept, if a Garu fell and they knew before they fell. I just want to make sure that we understand where the point of failure was, so that we can prevent that from happening again if we find another great hive and another call is put out. The cost in Gaian lives was just too great.
Mark will kind of instinctively cup his punctured lung, kind of like go to his chest, and he'll go, many injuries could have been avoided too.
Yes.
This is concerning because many seps were represented in the raid. It'd be hard to pinpoint just one. And as we just said, many stereotypes will get tossed around, so I'm sorry to say Shadow Lords might be first to come up.
I know my tribe's reputation, unfortunately, but I will do what I can to make sure that I show that we are above that, and that was mostly Silverfang propaganda against us, simply because the Margrave has been so successful in Europe.
And I want to stand above the stereotype of Child of Gaia not taking action. This does pique my interest, and it must be addressed, but with the leakage of information, it must be with trusted individuals then.
Agreed, and that's why I wanted to reach you two, because you and your friend, your fellow packmate, and your allied pack were in Erebus when this was out. This call was going out, and we knew where your locations were, and there was just no way that you all would have been able to give that information up. Not to say that you would have, but with something this delicate, you have to assume the worst, unfortunately, to be pragmatic in these sort of decision-making.
No, of course. We just gotta go through the list of suspects, and he'll kind of do the air quotes, so to speak. We were in Erebus, definitely. So that still doesn't really pinpoint a time, though.
But,
True.
As I said, I'm trying to figure out where that leak could have possibly come from. And I understand why Sacred Stone is unable or unwilling to try and point a claw at anyone, given their tumultuous past. I have heard of all the stories of the backstabbings, the betrayals, and the collapse of their original leadership. I can understand why trying to point a claw then might bring unwanted attention to the Sept, and could cause more harm than good if they were out in the open about these accusations, which is why hard evidence is needed.
Which is why we need to find it.
Exactly.
Amongst our ally pack, we have a Glasswalker. When it comes, to my knowledge, when it comes to finding information for the Garu Nation, they're the best. Amongst Garu, that is. There are many spirits that help us.
Them and, in my experience, the Silent Striders are the best at gathering information. Glasswalkers walk the webs very well. And, well, the Silent Striders walk into the dark places. Even Older Brother has been able to draw secrets no other tribe has, but I agree, those three tribes. And you have two of the three in your back pocket.
I was just about to comment. Hopefully I didn't slide Zeb in the umbral with my statement.
I'm sure he appreciates you thinking of him.
But we're already making good progress.
Yes, we are.
I mean, really think about it. A Child of Gaia, a Shadow Lord, a Gata Fenris.
That's true. Very true. You're quite the optimist. Hopefully you'll temper it with some realism.
I try to be optimist because of what I know will come. The realism I definitely try to hold off on. But thank you for that, Bill.
As you all continue on into the night, Kyle, it's the 11th. You're going through some more talking points as you're spiraling down propaganda.
To take a small break from propaganda at some point during the day, I'd like to try and figure out how large the group is. Roughly. Not like, they've got 17 members, but more like,
Sure.
Do they have 20? Do they have 2,000?
So the group is considered grassroots from everything you see on their website, and their website is claiming that they, between 10 states, they hold over 3,000 members. The majority in Colorado Springs with about 1,000.
Is Colorado Springs where it was founded?
It was.
So, Brandon Gates likely still lives here.
Yes.
Since there's a meeting house and fountain in particular. Okay.
Yep.
But yeah, otherwise I will continue to look at their propaganda just to get as associated with it, and because I imagine whatever. Oh, and I'd like to try and find like if they have an actual Facebook group, like for members, not for, their page that just posts this stuff, but
So, looking through, their head novel group does have two groups. They have the normal group where anyone is welcome, and then they have the members only group, which you actually have to get vouched for by one of the admins, or at least someone who is already in the group. But the main group has literally everything you'd expect. Every bad meme, every shitty video, every bad take, every veiled slur, and looking at the page or the group's metrics, there is an average of 8 posts a day, and that does not include the comment threads.
alright.
Actually, Kyle, while looking through this, you do stumble across a grainy cell phone picture of Steven with a meme caption of "Make your best assumptions of me." And it is exactly what it looks like, what it sounds like from a group like this. And I do need you to roll rage.
Okay.
You do gain a point of rage too.
Oh, that was kind of you. I was worried I wouldn't have enough.
Oh no.
What's my diff for today?
Oh no, it is a full moon. So it is diff 5.
Get him.
But thanks to Erebus, and you need
Thank you, Erebus.
2 additional successes, you are not frenzying at this. So you rolled 4 successes, but you do feel real fucking mad.
Yeah, okay.
There's very unflattering Photoshop pictures of Steven on the internet.
Which is funny in its own way, but also makes me very angry because they mean it, instead of it just being lighthearted fun with my friend. Alright, so Kyle is going to start posting to this group.
Okay.
Not a lot of posts all at once or anything, just one for today probably, since
Sure.
there's only 8 posts a day. Specifically, if he can't find, he'll try and find a picture to go with it, but he's not computer competent anymore, even a little, so he'll just write words and try and find a picture that he thinks fits it. But specifically, he'll talk about how the government helps keep people homeless, that they do just enough to drain resources but keep people on the government teat.
Alright. Can I get a manipulation expressions? I'll give you diff 5 because you've really steeped yourself into this horse shit. Yeah, so you're getting like a bunch of thumbs up, hearts, laugh reacts, things like that, as you're getting a bunch of comments like, just here, brother. One of them going, the government, helps enforce this culture of dependence, which is why Colorado Springs is really going down the shitter with its trying to create a homeless center. They don't need a center, they need a fucking job. And so on and so forth. And tons of thumbs up on that, of course, that comment specifically. Meanwhile, back in somehow less infuriating Minnesota, Dimitri, William, you are able to find the location of the Sloanes, who were kinfolk you had met on the periphery. You know that they are Geta Fenris, and you know the primary patriarch of the family, Donnie. So, you get to the house, it's about, 6 o'clock, so everyone's off work.
Okay, yeah, so I guess the best way to do this would be just walk up to the door casually and knock.
See a teenager open the door. Hi, can I help you?
Yeah, hey, my name's Dimitri. I used to live in the area a few years back. It's kind of checking up on some old friends. Is Donnie here?
Dad, there's a Dimitri here for you. As you hear from upstairs. What? Get inside, come on. They in the know as he points to William. He's got he's a little overweight, but he's broad-shouldered and muscular underneath it as he points like a sausage finger at William.
He's in the know. He's a friend.
Come in. James, go to your room. Tell Helen that I'd like to stay there too. It's important stuff. Okay, as he just kind of rolls his eyes. Marley, we've got guests. As you see the wife come down and she's got streaks of gray. She is also fairly muscular, as is expected from Geta Fenris kin, she goes, Howls-In-Memory, right?
Yeah, that's right.
As she nods. Can I get a perception empathy from you, Dimitri?
All right.
Diff 6.
Oh, 0.
You're pretty oblivious as they take you into the living room and Donnie sits, he crosses his hands and he kind of is twitching his leg up and down. He goes, how can I, what do you two need? It's been, 3 years, Dimitri?
Yeah, about that long. It's been a long time. Me and William here were passing through. I've got a few errands around town, to put it lightly. We don't need anything from you guys. I don't want to put you guys through any trouble. Just kind of wanted to ask, how have you guys been doing? How have things been around town?
Well, I've been avoiding getting a job at the paper mill. I know that they're the reason family members went missing, right? And fucking Marlon's son, dipshit, don't know better. Anyway, I had to. The main local grocery store shut down, so I've been working at Heinrich's to try and avoid that worm company that built the paper mill. And Marley works there too. She's part-time. We're trying to use the discount to feed the family cheaply so we can leave the area, but it's been hard. The market's been rough, and it's just hard to leave this place and find out anywhere remotely affordable, even after selling this house, if we do.
I can imagine. Is the company that did the development, are they doing more development around town, not just the paper mill?
Paper mill's bringing in tax dollars. They're doing a little development. Like I said, Heinrich's came in, and they did some development there. But with Heinrich's coming in, a ton of places just shut down.
Yeah, I talked to Virgil not too long ago at the shop I used to work at. He's been having a rough time too.
Okay, could I get another perception empathy diff 4?
3.
As you notice that Donnie is looking kind of sheepish. He goes, yeah, that's a damn shame about that.
Yeah, it sounded like Heinrich's kind of caught him out of his customers, undercut his business, but...
Yeah, it is. As you just get that look of guilt on Donnie's face.
No, Dimitri will kind of reach over and kind of give Donnie just a reassuring pat on the shoulder. He's like, I know you gotta do what you can to support your family.
Yeah, I go there, I get an employee discount, right? So there's just no way. They were already a good, 5% cheaper than Virgil's place to begin with, and the discount on top of that, and just Dimitri, we just do not have any savings. We put a lot of our money into the, as he puts it in his quotes, the family, and with them gone, that savings, that money's gone. No ROI.
Yeah, I'm really sorry about what happened. 3 years ago was caught everybody off guard, and we got some kin out at least, but I was the kind of the only one left, if you know what I mean.
I do.
Yeah.
It's been a hard time. I just is trying to get closer to family, but it's hard. And like I said, you guys, no, as Marley goes, Donnie, sorry, yeah, no, I'm speaking out of turn. I'm sorry, Dimitri.
No, it's okay. If you guys are struggling, or I want you guys to say what's on your mind. It's kind of part of the reason why I'm here. It's I'm putting together some stories to tell other people, other members of the family, about what's been going on here and about how you guys have been struggling. And my hope is maybe we can get you guys some support, some help to move you to greener pastures.
That's nice, Dimitri. Just I don't know if you can make a positive song out of this. And just the family rode us hard. They rode all of us kin hard, and the amount of money for lodging, for food, for cover up money for first changes. I would have had enough money to leave this place right after if it wasn't for that. So, boom, I have no money, and then everyone that I spent it on is gone and dead, and I'm kind of been lingering here for 3 years. That's why I'm hesitant to tell James and Helen about the family business. I don't think they have the golden ticket, so there's no risk in telling them, right?
Well, that sounds like a decision that I'd be better off leaving up to you.
Thanks.
I mean, the story doesn't have to be positive and all full of sunshine and rainbows, just enough to spur people into action, you know?
Yeah, sure. Just, I don't know, man. Seems rough. And I know the Davies family has it harder. A bigger clan, though, than us. And I think the ones who got hit the hardest were the Sawyers.
Do you think they'd mind us checking in on them?
I try and keep in contact, but I haven't talked to the Sawyers in probably a year, and I haven't talked to the Davies in probably 6 months. I can give you their contact info and hope they're still there, though.
Yeah, if you could, and we wouldn't mind getting your contact info too. Just in case something comes up. I know William here. I guess to catch you up on things, I've been over in Colorado Springs. William's been investing in real estate over there, and Dimitri will look over to William. It's like and say, just apartments right now, right, William? But did you say you were thinking of houses too?
Mostly apartments, and I was looking to try and bring kin into work within that. So if you are amenable to it, we could possibly move you down to Colorado Springs to get away from here.
Okay. What's the rate at the apartments?
Market rate, but housing is reduced. Food is also provided, since we're doing some agriculture within the apartments as well, aquaponics and whatnot.
Okay. Think about it, because let me look at the cost of living, how much I'm making, or how much we're making, right? Is Colorado Springs way more expensive than over here?
It's a bigger place than Eli.
Dimitri, you don't have to beat around the bush. The cost of living is more expensive than Eli, but you would be around family. You would have a support system there, and not just living up here and living paycheck to paycheck.
Okay. Yeah, we'll think about it. Can we get your contact info? Dimitri, you got a phone?
Sure. Yeah, I've got a phone. I'll whip it out and give it to them so that way they can input the phone number.
They do so. as it's getting kind of late, and he goes, "Do you guys need a place to crash for the night?
I don't want to impose.
We've got a guest room. As long as you can buy pizza. How's that?"
I can do that.
It is the next day, and there is a rally downtown, Kyle.
All right, headed to that rally.
You head to that rally, and you see a bunch of early 20s and shocking number of middle-aged men in camos and fatigues and body armor, while open carrying rifles, marching down the street, holding up signs, yelling at cars, things like that. One of them yelling loudly at passerbys, anyone who will listen, about, see, they're not blocking traffic. And you see them go into town. You see a group that are in more plain clothing, but every last one of them is open carrying.
I'm going to activate persuasion just in case. I don't know if I'm going to be using it, but
Okay.
I'm going to approach the plainclothes ones.
Okay. You do so. As you start approaching, as one of them looks over and goes, he looks you over. You can see obvious judgment and a little bit of fear in his eyes as he unclips his little holster, trying to look like Billy Badass.
Hey man, this is a rally by the Sons of the Flag, right?
Yeah. Why? Why are you asking?
Oh, I joined the public head novel group just a couple days ago.
Oh, no shit,
See what
really?
everything was about. Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Okay, as he seems to try and calm down a bit, but he's still very clearly, ill at ease around you. And he goes, name's Dustin.
Oh, good to meet you, man. I'm Kyle.
Hey, boys. Looks like we got someone from the Facebook group here. Kyle, this is Byron. That's Spencer. And that's Seth, as you see Seth in a Hawaiian shirt waving with a AR-15 dangling from his chest with the strap just a little too high.
I like his style.
As he's like, hell yeah, man. When the second Civil War happens, you gotta have your uniform. You gotta make sure everyone knows what side you're on, right, brother?
Sure, it seems pretty unavoidable at this point.
Oh, shit, this guy gets it. How long you been in the Facebook group, you said?
Oh, just 2 days.
Really?
I hadn't heard about you guys at all before.
Oh, shit, yeah. Okay. As he brings up his phone and he clicks on it. You this, Kyle? As he points to your Facebook post.
Yeah, that's me.
Fuck yeah, man, you get it, right? The fucking taught incompetence, taught dependence.
No, it's bullshit. I mean, the government doesn't actually care.
God. As Spencer goes, fucking A, right? And if it gets too expensive, because I get this town's fucking expensive, just move back in with your mom like I did, and then, you don't have to pay rent, and you can save up some money, and they're helping me get my first house. Just, why can't they figure shit out and do things to cut costs from their lives?
No, I get that. I mean, my biggest thing is community, right? That's why I like the idea of this, right? Because instead of the government, it's a community.
Yeah, man. We look out for each other. If anyone comes along, we fuck them up, and we know that you're good enough to where you got all the fucking MREs you need, right? When everything comes crashing down, it's just like the Jester said in the Caveman movies. Everything is gonna just collapse when the cards are on the table.
Yeah, I mean that's why we have to look out for each other, right? I mean, when I was 12, my mom died, right? The government didn't care. I ended up homeless.
Shit, you ended up homeless?
Yeah, for a while, but it wasn't the government that helped me. I found a community, and the community helped me. Cause I was fucking 12. I didn't have a mom anymore, but I don't know, some center, maybe it'll help for a couple of days or something, someone who was in the position I was in, but you need a community to stand behind you. That's what you actually need. The government's not gonna fucking do anything. You need people who care.
Well, we went into foster care, right? They put in they made you get a job? You got fucking educated?
Nah, I mean, unfortunately not. I kind of fell through the system, right? Because the government, it doesn't actually care. It didn't check to see I existed, so I just ended up on the street.
Shit, man. But here you are.
Yeah, because I found a community that cared, you know? And I thought it's been a while, so, you know, they're not around anymore. They were a smaller group, but I saw this and I was just like, wow, that, you know, if they care as much as it looks like they care, that could be a great place.
So as you see, like, eyes sparkle up, could I get a perception empathy diff 4?
Sure.
Excellent. So it's real obvious that they think if they can get you in front of someone who actually matters in this group, they could put you in front of talking heads because you could become their mascot homeless person to prove that they don't hate homeless people. They just have their own way of dealing with homelessness. That it's not that that anyone who's worth their salt, you know, won't be homeless for long. They'll pull themselves up by their bootstraps and know how to do it.
Yeah, I mean, most people who are homeless, they actually just need the chance, you know, to fix their situation. Most people aren't homeless for long, but if they don't get that opportunity, if they don't have a community to stand behind them, they're never going to be able to.
Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. Yeah, and they're all like, hell yeah, yeah.
Wow, it's great to talk to you guys. This is great.
Yeah, hey man, you strapped? You got anything? I mean, it's a good calling card, it's a good badge.
I didn't bring it with me. I since it was my first time out, I wasn't exactly sure what it would look like, so I know I can be an intimidating guy, so I thought maybe it would be best if I...
Intimidating, as Dustin nudges you and you see him like half-heartedly, like the wind's coming out of his sails as he's making this joke. As he goes, come on man, you just look like the skinny nerdy kid. I thought you were like some, you know, Colorado college kid. I was afraid you actually dyed your hair blue or something.
Yeah, I know. It's just, you know, I hear it sometimes when I go into the stores, but I appreciate that. That makes me feel a little better. I'll probably bring it by next time.
Hey, so as Spencer speaks up, you thinking about joining for real then? I mean, since you need a new community, right?
Yeah, I mean that was the hope.
Shit, man. So
right, join and help build something good.
Okay. Hey, you got a number I can get?
Oh, I try not to have a cell phone, you know, but I got an email.
Okay, yeah. Can I get your email?
Yeah, of course.
He writes you down your email. Goes, cool. Hey, so we're gonna have a meeting tomorrow. Let me email you where I'm gonna be, and I can introduce you to the group.
Oh no shit, really? Okay.
Fuck,
yeah.
Man, like homeless and you coming in to be with the Sons of the Flag, I can tell that you're a fucking patriot and you understand that the only kind of law we need is the Constitution, pre-Civil War, before they started adding in all the woke shit.
Yeah, I've never really cared much for government. I care more about the community you build, you know? The place that you are, the people you're around. That's what really matters to me.
Hell yeah, man. Well, you know what? I can you've been to church recently?
Oh, it's been a while for me. I went, you know, with my mom when I was younger, but
shit, man. You talk about community. I'll take you to Fresh Beginnings Church, and they will make you feel more than welcome. They love us. They talk about us. They even give us some of the money from the collection plate because technically we're not a government organization. We're a community organization. As he gives you kind of a wink and a nudge.
Oh yeah, no, that makes sense. Sure, that could be good, man. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, we can get you hooked up. So yeah, I'll send you that email. We can talk tomorrow. We can get you introduced to the group. I think some of the higher ups are gonna love you, man.
Yeah, well, cool. I'm really looking forward to it. This went a lot better than I thought it would. That's great.
Yeah. Oh, did you think we're gonna rough you up, huh? As he starts like punching you a little bit.
Yeah, I mean it's a bunch of tough guys. Yeah.
The fucking rifle is swinging while he's punching you, and you're not entirely sure if the safety is off.
Yeah, man, that sounds great. Thank you so much. I'm really looking forward to it.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Meanwhile, in Yellowstone National Park, pulling up to the kind of parking area. You guys get out and you start making a hike, Cora. It all seems familiar, though a little different, a lot more greenery this time around, since the Get of Fenris tribal moot.
Yes.
As Storm Chaser goes, Cora, would you like to do the greeting howl, given that this is your tribe?
Yes, definitely. And Cora will introduce herself and Mark and Storm Chaser.
As the Garu of the Sept come in, they nod and they go, how can I, as they go, Cora Two-Hearts, why have you brought 2 other tribes to this sacred place? The tribal moot is not till the solstice.
I understand, and they need not come in to the Sept proper. We are here to speak with one of the Thurges. My Thurge here, Mark, is having issue cleansing a hammer that we picked up at the raid.
As you see hackles kind of go up and you're like, and you are letting him hold a sacred artifact? A tainted one at that?
I've never come into contact with one before. What are the rules?
The iron hammers are of the Get. It is the Get who keep them. As you see Storm Chaser's eyes widen and go, My friend, I don't mean to interrupt you. What we were trying to say, and we had worded it improperly because we had made too many assumptions, is that Guides the Fallen here is holding on to the artifact until Cora can safely wield it. And then the fetish will be returned. But what we need to know is the proper way. The Get kind of growls and goes, Cora Two-Hearts, you are allowed in the Cairn. You two will remain in the Bond. You will not be able to cross the threshold.
As you say.
Cora, as you walk through, you see a older third. They may be in their mid-40s, human years, as they are in their Hamid form. As you see a necklace of a mixture of spiral and femori teeth hanging on them. They are hanging out in nothing but basically a loincloth, as they are sun-seared and have blonde hair and gray eyes. As he turns and looks at you, he has a kind of wiry muscle. As he looks at you and he gives kind of a growl, as you see his teeth are still very wolfish in that they have yellowed with bits of brown. He speaks up. His voice is guttural. What comes before me?
Cora Two-Hearts of Femori's Bane. I have a couple of questions about cleansing a hammer.
You have a tainted hammer.
I do.
How was it acquired?
The raid in Colorado. We killed Jorgmunder's son and took his hammer.
The Galliards have not sung of this yet. The howls were silent. Good that the serpent's child is dead. As he starts drawing glyphs into the earth, as if to contemplate them, as he turns his head and he seems to listen. The wind says you speak truth. That's good. Even Athro, we would have rendered you for lying.
I would expect nothing less, which is why I didn't lie.
It's good to know you're not a fool, Cora Two-Hearts. We have heard your honorable battles, and it has been some time since you've been here, trying to be fostered. It is good that to see you have climbed so high. The process is unconventional. To cleanse the hammer, it is likely that the spirit now permeates multiple pieces, and a spirit of war has become a spirit of slaughter. What you'll need is some basics. You will need to clean the silver. The tarnish has to be removed. The ancient markings of the Fenrir must shine bright again. Then, once cleansed, take the fetish and place it into the purest stream. The closer that the stream has come from snowmelt, the better, for it shall help permeate the area. The melted ice of the mountains should help, and it must run under the stream for 3 days. Upon the third, you will have to pull the hammer from the water and find fresh earth, pure earth, untainted by human corruption, and bury it there to let the iron know itself again. Once done, the rite of cleansing has to be performed with preferably you, the wielder, holding the hilt. Then you must have a battle of wits and spirit with the corrupt being, as the rite of cleansing will allow you to open up and cleanse it with your own will and strength. If you are strong, the hammer will be yours. If you are weak, there is time yet for this sept to rip you apart.
That all seems straightforward enough. How long does it need to be buried?
3 days.
3 days as well. Your information was incredibly useful.
He looks at you expectantly.
What would you like in return?
A payment of a talent or a payment of information for information. That is what's customary.
Let's see. Let me see if I have anything.
Broke ass Garu. How do 3 Garu not have 1 talent among them? The economy's in shambles.
Like war, rage, yeah. Apocalypse, yeah.
I don't think Ill Omens has any talents either.
The spirit ecosystem is in shambles. Deadbeat Garu strike again.
Yeah, I remember when we were fostering and we had like 15 talent.
And you squandered it.
We did. We were like children with holes in our pockets.
So it sounds like you need to give him information then.
Yeah. All right, information for information. Recently, I was told about a friend of mine, Malcolm Wormherder, who is potentially being hunted by the first Ronin.
The first Ronin has been spotted?
Yes, that's what I've been told, yeah.
Who have you heard this from?
Another Garu from my home in Colorado, Stephen Town Hall.
I'm not familiar with his name. How reputable is this town hall?
He is honorable and only lies to police, as far as I know. I would trust him.
He nods. Very well. The information is accepted. Your payment is good. You can go.
I'll just bow her head, like, kind of give him a nod of the head, and up and head on out.
As you head back, Storm Chaser kind of resting against the tree going, it's good to be out of the city, Mark.
It really is. It's really good to be in nature, out amongst Gaia.
He has strength here. My tribe has a sept to the south of here. But, Cora.
Oh, were you successful, Two-Hearts?
In getting information, I was. It's going to take a while to cleanse this hammer, and it'll be slightly difficult since my wits are not all there. But I do have instruction on how to get this thing cleansed.
That's good.
And Cora will list the steps, and I figure home is a pretty good place to start with that, since we've got those mountains and I don't know how much snowfall there is right now, but...
Storm Chaser goes, that was kind of my concern. There's not a lot of snowpack on our side of the mountain. You may have to maybe go a little north and a little west.
Mark will kind of smirk at this prospect and comment, this ritual is definitely very Get-a-Fenris. The last part I figured here, performing the rite of cleansing with you, trying to yield and overcome with your willpower the fetish. The other parts, though, is clearly Get-a-Fenris signature.
Definitely. Let it sit in snowmelt. Fair enough. I totally understand that.
They say that they're not dramatic.
It seems we can all be a bit dramatic. Very well, let's try and find a place to drive. Shall we get back to the car? We do have a bit of a hike.
Most definitely.
Guys, hike to the car. Meanwhile, back in old Minnesota, you guys wake up. It's fairly early in the morning as the family's moving around. The kids are getting ready to go to school as Monday rolls around. Oatmeal? Marley asks.
Oh, sure. Thank you.
I would love some.
Not much, as she gives you a bit of oatmeal with a bit of some nuts mixed in and some fruit. Best we can do, though. So, who are you planning on seeing first, Dimitri? I know that the Sawyers are a bit out of the way. They're out of town, a couple towns over, where other kin were, and the Davies are in town, but wasn't sure which one you were more interested in, given that we haven't heard from the Sawyers in a year.
Well, I figure we'll probably head over to the Davies first, and then the Sawyers. Now, since the Sawyers are a little bit more further out.
That makes sense. I'm sure Marlin will be happy to see you guys.
Well, I hope so.
And then Eleanor is also in town, and so is Noah. The three kids, the last oldest generation of that family. The other ones unfortunately passed in the raid.
Oh.
And before you guys head out the door, Donnie approaches you, William.
Yes, Donnie?
Thinking it over, I think after the school year is done, or after when the school year, summer school ends for the kids, we'll try and head out that way.
We'll be glad to have you.
We'll try and reach out in September.
Sure. We can work through the logistics together, so that way not everything is falling on you. Again, it's a community for support, not just one way.
Okay. Thank you so much.
No, thank you for everything that you've done up until now. It's time that we gave back to you a little bit.
The board is set. The pieces are moving as the packs have split up in multiple directions to solve multiple problems. But we will see how this goes next time. Thank you to everyone who listened. We'll catch you in that next episode. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.